It's midnight. We'll get a green light. Let me know if you can hear me. It says starting. I think we're good. Yep, we're live. Outstanding. Geez, it's been a pretty hectic 3 hours. Really, these last 3 hours have been crazy. Look, something has come up, and coin class tomorrow has been canceled. I'm going to be miles and miles away. Good Lord, I've got to get some sleep is what I got to do. So I'm going to shorten this and try to get through it because I got to be someplace and put out fires or something. Somebody help me out, and I'll be damned if I'm going to, not help him out. Let's see what we've got here real quick. We got a bunch of people here. There's James Owens, Sebastian Garcia, Crazy Maters Bailey, Beth Coddington, of course. Get over there and check out her channel. The Cigar, me, okay. Shay Hoffmaster, he's been putting out some live streams, checking out Half Dollars. He's getting good. You want to get over there and watch his stuff. After a while, these live streams get easier and easier, and he's really starting to improve. Oh, everything's wonderful, Beth. Yes. A friend of mine has a friend who's opening a restaurant, and, well, he's opening it a week earlier to take advantage of a festival that's going on. And, by gosh, we got to find some staff right now, and I've got to be in Crystal River, about 3 hours away, about 10 o'clock in the morning, so I can get there before everybody else has, so I can get some stuff set up. I'll be putting out fires all day. They're probably gonna beg for me on Sunday. No way. Sunday's mine. I'm keeping that, but I'm gonna get down there and help them out, get the place open. They're just going to do it for the weekend festival, and then it'll open up the week later, and hopefully they won't offer me a job because I'm having just too much fun over here. It'll be an adventure. We're just throwing it together quickly. It'll be a limited menu because of the festival. It should be a good time. Listen, let me get over some things here real quick. If you want to order any of these coins that you see, oh yes, it'll be fun. There's nothing wrong. It's fun. I'm just going for a day. I'll be back. I promise. Okay, if you want to order, I'm going to give you this right up here beside my head. If you want to order any of these coins that you see, contact me through email. Now, I'm not going to respond to you tonight. It'll be tomorrow night before I get back to you. The reason we do it through email is so I can send you a PayPal invoice. Now, with a PayPal, you have protection and I have protection, and it makes it easy to pay. But we keep everything above board, just like any regular business kind of thing. The shipping, if it's just coins, it's $3. If you get into rolls, sets, albums, or supplies, we determine that by weight. And I'll get with you and come up with the exact price, so there's no surprises. Okay, the coin class tomorrow is canceled. However, Sunday, the big show, that's going live. We've already got about $50, $55 in entries coming in, so there's no way I'm going to miss that. Last week's prize was about a $350 retail value. James Owens, he's in here. He won that. He wants to make a video. Pressure him for that. What do we got here? Email kpv@live.com. That's right up here. Oh, it's past. I think it's west of Tampa somewhere. I have directions. I still have to come up with a map. I mean, this is the last 3 hours. What are we doing? Who's handling the cash? What's the menu? Who do we have for staff? We got a bunch of green people. It'll be fun. But anyway, if you see something, get on here and contact me by email. For tomorrow's big show, I'm going to give you a link if I have that. Let's see if I can get that real quick. And you can send entries in any time. People have been sending entries all week ahead of time. And the best way to do that, let me copy and let me paste this. The best way to send entries is to use this link I'm giving you right now. Okay, that's real simple. PayPal me, KPV, but you don't have to type in the email address, which there's this girl who gets the money and she don't want to play. Okay, I think we're ready to go. We've got a bunch of people in here right now. Let's see, order, shipping, yep. Coin class, yep. Big show, yep. And if you're down in the Yankee Town, get on over to Blackwater Grill and Bar. sure to be an adventure, let me tell you. Okay, look, to shorten things up for the night so I can get some sleep, so I can get up early, I put these items, instead of singly, put them together in a big batch. So instead of going through all these dollar deals, we have a single package. Now this is $20 for pretty much everything you see, but only one of the quarters, because I'm getting light on the quarters. Okay, let's follow through these. We have a 1963 proof Lincoln, a 1957 proof Jefferson. Alrighty, we've got some satins, the 2005, still have plenty of these left, and the dimes, 2007 P&D, 2010 P&D, and one of the 2007 quarters. Now you got your choice until the choice runs out. But we've got, let's see, P or D, Montana, Utah, Idaho, Wyoming, and Washington. And they're beautiful. The satins only came in the mint sets from 2005 to 2010. They're limited edition. The most common one is 2005. And there's only 1.1 million of those. But by the time you get to 2010, you're looking at 560,000. We're getting into some tougher to find coins. These start to be, you know, some key dates. You have to get back into the 40s and 50s to get numbers that are lower, and that's only on the proof runs. Okay, but we've got BU Canadians. We get that squeezed over just a bit. So we've got 1955, and that's a $3 coin by itself. 58, 59, and 63. Let me straighten that up just a bit. There you go. I want to get really obsessive compulsive with my straight lines there. And they're just as shiny as a new dime. I can bend that and share the luster on those. Hopefully without sliding them off onto the floor. You know how I am. I got that pit over here beside the desk, and they just fly right in. You froze? Let me take a look at my, I got a green light here. CPU is good, 30 frames a second. Yeah, we're humming along. Looks pretty good. Yeah, that's good. Okay, the problem is not in your computer. It's probably the internet. I'm sure we're being attacked by some foreign nation. Who knows? Okay, we got some wheats in here. We got 1955 P, D, and S. All right, and let me jump over to the scope so you can see what I'm talking about for these. And I put on my gloves. You got to have those. Now, if you're wearing the latex, it's okay to cut holes in them so your hands can breathe, right? I'm going to move that half out of the way. And let's have a look at this. There you go. Here's a 1955S. And they're full luster, every bit just candy apple red. Okay, front and back, uncirculated, untouched by human hands. Always wear your gloves when you handle these brilliant uncirculated coins. This is what the back looks like. And you can see the mint luster on these. Now I'll jump over to the big camera. And I had trouble with this thing focusing yesterday. There you go. You can see the cartwheels on that. And every single one of these coins is just beautiful. Okay. Check with Ken. But if you don't have a BU wheat, if you've never seen a BU wheat, I mean, I was like, 39 before I saw one. Still living in my mother's basement. Get one. But here you get all of them. You get all these for one price of $20. Now we've got some memorials down here. What do we got? 1959 P and D. I figure I got a pile of them. Let's just add those in so we can get that early memorials in shape. A lot of people don't have these. Scope, nope. Scope, nope. How about that one? There it is. You got 1959s. That one's got a nasty black spot on it right up here. So I'll probably spend this one. But I'll check them all before you get them. And they're just, tip top. And if they're not tip top, send it right back. If this ain't working, send it back. Everything I have has a 14-day return. If you don't like it, if it's not what I said it was, if you have buyer's remorse, send it back. Things happen sometimes, an emergency pops up, you got to fix the car, you got to find some money, send it back. I'll be okay. Do you have to be present to win the big show prize? You do not. I need your email address, and that comes with your entry. So if you send money for the big show, and I sent you the link on that, here it is again. I'll automatically have your email address. and I will contact you and see to it you win. Now, if I can't contact you in a week, by the time the next show comes around again, if I haven't heard from you, we're going to take that prize and what? Do we add it in and double the prize? Do we hold it for the guy and give him more time? Pretty much, I'm figuring it'll be a $400 prize or more this week. The way the trend has been going, we might even break 500. So let's give the winner a chance to get that prize. Maybe 30 days. If nothing at 30 days, then we'll make something up as we go. Paul, I send you $20 for the entries on the 27th. I think I got your package too. Very nice. Well, good. Coin Dragon says, Ken is no bones about it. Hands down, fantastic seller with quality goods. Not to mention virtually bulletproof packaging. Yeah, I package it good. You'll see videos I have. Go back and package them like that. But see to it the coins are protected. Remember, we're only stewards of these coins. Once we take one of these BUs, finger it all up, there's one less BU. Every year we lose another million of the darn things. How long before there are none? We'll go back 50, 60, 70 years. We're having trouble finding 30s, 40s. Sometimes some of the 50s are getting hard to find. These gloves are 10 cents. Grab them up. You don't have to wear the thing. You can look at this. See this? I'm so comfortable right now. It's like floating on a cloud. You don't want them jingling around the back. That's right. We'll talk about the shipping later. We've got more coins. Okay, you got the 59, the P, and the D. Now you can have, the full set of wheats and, the 59s. So for the OCD people who want to have that full decade, you're in business. We jump into 1960 on the next one, and we have the small date, which you're going to find. Let's face a glove. Oh, let's see. There we go. You find just about every album out there will have a slot for the 1960 small date and the 1960 P and D small and large dates. And get yourself a nice BU. This is not a nice BU. It's got a spot behind his head. I got the brush. Let's see. That's going to stay right there. I'll see to it you get a nice one. All right. And the last one in the memorial set, I've got a 2016. And this is a real simple one. He has a small flash die. I just happen to find a whole bunch of these. I don't know what to do with them, so let's enhance the prize. Right out of a fresh roll, and you can see right behind his head, just one line, and that is a clash right in here. That's it. Maybe a secondary line. This is from the shield on the other side. As they get bigger, of course, you'll have them under his nose, under his chin. You'll have them out here. And if you're really lucky, you have letters here. But this is a simple one. Just something to add to your little collection. Not a whole lot of value in those, but they're kind of slick. Now I've got a couple of quarters to show you. You'll be getting one of these along with the package. And if I can line these up right. Okay. That's about as good as I can see. Let's look under the scope. What you got here is a 2017 Ozark Riverways quarter. And these are right out of a fresh roll. Open the roll and here they are, right? What do we got in these? We've got beehives. You'll see you'll see here at the top of the tree in the fork and look down the tree. Now, specimen on top is to show you what they should look like. What we're going to include is this one over here that has this die chip. They call it a beehive when it's connected to something, but it's just a die chip. And you got another one down here. And I'll push these together. And I mean a whole roll of these. So let's add one of these to the package. There's one, there's two, sometimes there's three die chips. And you can compare the right way over here with the chip over there. And they go down the tree. He has a big beehive on it. And this tree is clean. How close can I get together on these? That's probably about it before I start to block out one with the other. And they show up. You'll see them around. This one has a second on the left side of the tree, right in between those leaves. So you get one of those. And there's a third down here. These things, they must have made a lot of the darn things because they're just breaking up. So you get one of those in the package. And let's see, go back home. Now, if you add it all up, that's about a $30 package. You know, if you got a dollar for the oh, what do you call them, the satins, dollar, $3, two, one, let's see, 3221. If you price them individually, it's a fair deal altogether, and it's, you know, get some stuff out there, get some neat stuff you wouldn't normally have. These BU Canadians, nobody's got these. Try them out, get going. I'm going to set this aside for now, and let's look at some more stuff because we got plenty of it. Let me catch up and chat real quick. Polly Nichols has joined us. You know, he gets in there and he just talks and talks, kind of like I do in the late night streams, and he's really quite informative. Everybody has their own unique perspective, and you might get over and check out Polly, subscribe to him, and watch his show for a bit. Now, this is way too bright for our own good. Let's see what we can do with this. Huh, that did nothing. No, all that did was create a fire hazard. Well, we got a lot of copper. Lots and lots of copper. But the, you know, the good stuff, that's, you'll see, you got to stick around to see the good stuff. Okay, we got Canadians. I've got some large cents. These seem to be popular, but not too popular. So I'm cutting the number on these large cents down. And we're offering 4. And let's have a look at this one. It's 1916. Oop, how do we get there? In extremely fine. And here's what we're looking at. You've got fantastic detail on these. What you're looking at for XF is the crown details. This is George V of Canada. No, wait, of England. Yeah, that's right, because Canada's part of the British realm. And you'll see right in the center of this cross, there should be a circle, and you can just start to pick it out. But I'm sorry, it's not quite AU. This is extremely fine, and it's problem-free. And the cost on this one is $5. Now, if you want to get involved in some decent Canadian large cents, the teens are the way to start. They're affordable. You can get them in great quality. And the mintages on these are quite low. I mean, the top dogs don't reach 20 million. That's 1 cent Canada, 1916. You got the beads all around, surrounded by a ring of leaves, then the dentals, and then the ring. It's in great shape, this one. What do we got over here? Beth Coddington talking about the big show. That's okay. Get in there and check it out, because we are giving it away. Okay, 1904, very fine. And now you got George's old man. This is Edward V. No, Edward VII. Handsome fellow. I got to get me a goatee like he's got. Right? I mean, they didn't make them like this. Or they don't anymore. This one is very fine condition. As you can see in the crown, we're starting to wear the dots that go down the center of that crown. They all wear the same crown, interestingly enough. And he's got fantastic brocade work on his vest. And this is 1904. So 3 years after Queen Victoria had dethroned herself by passing away. It's a real peach. Every bit of detail in those leaves. Now the Canadians have a much higher rim than the American coins, and it's a square rim. Makes it real hard to pick up off of a flat surface. But that BF 1904 goes for $7. Taking a step further back in time, we have an 1898 H. Now, as I said before, I still haven't looked it up, but the H is a private mint in London. And here's old Vicky herself, complete with a double chin. Can you imagine being the guy, you know, who did the design, and he goes to, you know, Queen Victoria and says, "Look, we got this new design, you know, to put you on a coin, and you know, it's got your double chin." Off with his head! Off with his head! Here she is. Isn't she pretty? Let's look at the back. This one is the high H. There's a mint mark design on the 1898s, and you're going to find the H way down here. See this? Just kind of hiding out. And when the H is high, that's a nice little premium on that coin. And let's zoom in real close, because these are private mints, and their standards are sometimes a little less. But with a high H, one side of the top side gets into the leaf. And that's what you're looking for. Real simple, 1898. And that's a $20 coin if you would like to add that to your collection. So now you can get into, dye varieties on Canadian coins. Real slick. But quite a dark color on that one. That's why the price is reasonable. And there she is. Now we've got her again, her big sister, younger Vicky. Well, not that much younger, 1887. And she's in great form here. Again, we're looking at extremely fine, and you're getting into the details on this crown where the bottom half has just a trace of wear. All right, AU, you got almost nowhere on these, and you got a touch on her hair, and down here in the top of the ribbon. Okay, this one is extremely fine. It is $19. There she is, Victoria herself, again with the double chin. Well, she was a really nice lady, I hear. Let's not make fun of her weight. It makes her unconscious, uncomfortable. It's rude. And she'll off with your head. Come on. You're always a big help in so many ways, Beth. Everybody loves Beth. 1 cent, 1887. No H. Real crisp piece here. You're looking at a decent rim. It's hard to find these Canadians with decent rims, just because they are, square and big and deep. It's easier to nick them. There's a slight one right over here, and if I can point, that's like what you're looking at. Some of these, they're just mangled up like you've never seen, and it just kills it. Okay, there's your Canadians for the day. 1916. Let's get back over there. Blink. The 1916 in extremely fine, $5. The 1904, if I can put that right side up, very fine, $7. And that's George and what was this guy's name? Edward. Yeah, George 5 and Edward 7. My sister has a kid, Earl Edward the Fourth. Okay, hopefully, maybe there'll be a fifth. You never know. We've got the 1898H, and you can see the color difference. It is quite a dark coin versus the lighter pieces here. And finally, the 1887. So 5, 7, 20, and 19. I'll tell you, we'll make both of these 19. There we go. Let's set that aside because we've got more. Now, of course, I go heavy on the copper because I'm a copperhead, right? Okay, let's see what we got. Okay, let's start up here. This camera just plain sucks. Try getting in closer. 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 Maybe that. Okay, we're going to start off right here with an 1856 half cent. Now, they initially made half cents in the early part of the century, and they took a little break there and made some proofs. In the last few years of the 1850s, they made them for like 4 or 5 years. I better get it. It's not many, but the mintage on the 1856 was 40,430. That's what the initial mintage was. Now, looking at PCGS population figures, there are an estimated 1,000 of these remaining. That's it. Coin Dragon says, my small scope got all stupid on me. You give it a good shake and maybe it'll smarten up. Okay, this guy is one of about 1,000 remaining specimens. Now, we've got a decent rim, but if you come up here, you're going to see a pit. It does not go all the way through. Was it a hole somebody started to drill to make a necklace? Is it a pit or damage? Whatever it is, it's post-mint damage, so it's going to keep the value somewhat down. But we got great detail in the Liberty. We've got a full date, a full rim, all the stars. Every bit of love you would expect from a 170-year-old coin. Now, with 1,000 pieces remaining, the price would be better at BG if it didn't have the pit. But this one goes for $25. Again, on the reverse, you see a complete and full rim. Great shape all the way around. Now, they don't have the fractions on these later half cents. You got the braid. It looks a lot like a cent, but it's a bit smaller. This is close to the size of a nickel, whereas the large cents are I mean, they're almost the size of a $1/2. You know, you got 5 cents in your hand. Geez, you can kill somebody with a weight. You put in a sock, you do the Charles Bronson thing with it. Sure, it's a great piece. If you want to get into the half cents, this is a fantastic entry opportunity. And especially with the mintages of the 1850s. They were low to begin with, and they just got used up. Okay, let's see what's next. Let's do some Indians. Ooh, yeah. Okay, copper nickel for the first. I'm overside. Let's get over here. Got to get up early. I have to say good night, all. Good night, all. No, good night, James. Okay, we're going to start with an 1863 and very good. Remember, they were copper nickel for a while, for about 5 years, from 1859. Of course, before that, the Flying Eagle cents were that size. But if you check the size out, they're bigger and they're thicker. They're thick things. I mean, it's thicker than breakfast cereal, these things. I can put this beside it, and maybe you can, if I angle it, and tilt that. Okay, we're not going to see the thickness. But they're thick wafers. That's what they are. And this one is very good. Let's have a look at the scope. And at $10, you're going to find it entirely affordable. Here we are. Now, I call this one very good. Right above the face, of course, you should have Liberty. We're a little bit weak here, and that's understandable for very good. But I've got a full rim, all the denticles. There's your date right there. Just a trace of a diamond in the back here. It's not a hideous coin. It's one of these early Indians that sometimes are hard to find in decent shape without, you know, being screwed up, mangled, crushed, cracked, blunt, dinged, got holes in them. It's a decent, acceptable piece. And if this is the kind of thing you like, get a hold of me through the email. Now, I've got another one that just came in, and I'm looking at it real hard, okay? And, well, to tell you the truth, it's not what I expected, and I don't really care for it so much. Here it is, and you can see the shine on that. But, well, it was sold as brilliant uncirculated, and it ain't. Let's have a look over here. Home. So sometimes you get these fuzzy photos. You know, what's the guy say? Gem? No, it ain't a gem. It is the picture of AU. That's all it is. That's all it's going to be. It's great. I mean, geez, it's a peach. You got some luster on there, but I don't think it's a genuine surface either. So I could send it back or offer it up for what I paid, $12. There it is, 1904. You can see it around the front here, right around the bottom. It's starting to tone up, and although I think this is the original tone, it's not on the original surface. This looks to me to be a clean coin. Let me look at the other side. And you can see the cartwheel is not really there. Sparkles on the wide view, but close up, no, this doesn't quite cut it. But it has fantastic detail. It's not screwed up. It has no disparaging marks and disfigurements. Otherwise, I'm sending it back. It's available for $12. If you don't want it, that's okay. Yeah, it looks great. Let me put it under the big screen again. Nope, here we go. And it comes in the acrylic holder. And the holder is interesting because it's white on one side and black on the other. So it's a yin-yang. But you can see it's not cartwheel. Okay, it's shiny, but it's not cartwheel. Now, mind you, this is 1904, but I've seen these, and yeah, they should have cartwheels. Let me get this on so I can flip it over, right? So, black and white. And it's upside down here. There's my big light up there. Isn't that neat? I'll come in a little closer. Let's try forward. Let's try it without the top. Yeah. But if you want a fine detail, it is every bit of AU. And it is problem-free, but it's certainly not Gem BU. Well, it's $12 what I paid, or I'll send it back, and the guy will pay. The seller will pay me. Either way, I'm getting $12 for it. And let me put that top back. How do I fit this? Oh, turn it 90 degrees. There we go. Yep, that's got it, I think. I'll set it right down before I hurt myself. Okay, I got some wheats here, but not too many. The wheats usually do well. I sell those in the Coin Up Facebook group. And boy, we had a great week this week, I can tell you. Oh boy. But I still have some that are lying around. I've got a 1911S in fine, a 1915S in extremely fine. Now, this one we had a couple of weeks ago, and it has not moved. So the original price of 58, I'm going to drop that down to 50, and maybe it'll go from there. Then we have a 1931S in AU, and boy, that's a neat one. And we'll look at that in a moment. But here is the 1911S in fine. Scope. Scratch my nose. Yeah, that's good. There we are, 1911S. And you check the date and the mint mark. It's right. This is not the RPM, but it's a peach. Now, if you're looking for a decent, affordable 1911S, this one comes in at $40, and you'll see every bit of detail you could expect with a fine. Let's look at these ears. Does that look fine to you? This is really fine plus, but no matter, it's still at the fine price of $40. And not a thing wrong with it. This is a problem-free coin. Here's a link for purchases, HTTP. If you'd like to purchase an entry for the big show, use the link Beth Coddington has. If you'd like to purchase coins, send me a message through email so that I can then send you an invoice. Because with an invoice, it's under goods and services, and you'll be protected, and so will I. Okay, the 1915S XF. This is a peach. Like I say, it did not sell 2 weeks ago. It is still available, and I dropped the price to $50. You can see the fields on this. I mean, they're practically without blemish. I've got a bit of spotting on this side, but let's look for contact marks real hard. And if you can find them, you win a cookie. But you have to come here and get the cookie. Alrighty, you might have a small one right on his neck right here. That's about it on the front. Let's look at the back. And I call this XF because of these spots. And that's the only reason. The coin is XF plus easily. Got a couple of contact marks, but the fields are clean. The lines are full. The berries are better than XF. You get just a touch of mint luster over on this side. It's a highly attractive coin. Okay, next up, let's look at that 31S. Now, this is the picture of AU if you go to PCGS, but I do have some marks on the face. Okay, well, it's still a darn nice 31S. If you're looking for a decent key date, you've got one here. Now you get a small blemish here beside in. 1931S, the date, the mint mark, they are right on. And on the back, I've got some interesting phenomena going on. Okay, where are we? Over here on the right. This is interesting because I've got a patch from the N out where it's quite lustrous and has some rainbow toning. But the real attention getter is the right wheat ear. I've got no detail here. This isn't wear. This is level to the top of the wheat. This appears to be a filled die. And that little dark spot is some kind of gunk or debris or doo-doo. But you don't find a lot of errors on these 31S's. Well, here's one for you. And it's just a filled die right in here. But the rest of the coin you can see has, you know, beautiful surfaces, sharp detail. And AU, because I've got the this blemish up here on the R, I can zoom in on that. I want to account for that. But the fact is, I got this thing for a song. I said to the guy, look at this. The wheat ear is screwed up. So I got it for a song. Now we got just a slight blemish on the R. If I can get that into place. There we go. You got the discoloration. And every now and then you get that big. You can see, if I can tilt this right, you can see the color. And it's every color of the rainbow. Okay, $80 for an AU 1931S. And again, we have these light marks on his cheek. But all the details here they can ask for. And there's that slight blemish up in the field. Now, affordable 31Ss are a tough thing. They really are. Rarely can you get one for less than $65. And if you do, there's usually something wrong with it. This is ridiculously nice. You get a bit of luster over here at the, down here, but behind his back and at the bottom. Nice, decent fields. And you got a bit of a, just a blur, just a blush, a spot, if you will. There's a contact mark, but remember these contact marks, they're quite inflated. If you look at them, there's the head of a toothpick. You've got to take a look at them in hand. Here we go. So let's get over here and have a look. And this will show off the color a whole lot better. There you go. Can you see the little marks on his cheek? Let's look real close. Let's flip that over and have a look. Okay, let's look for color. And you may be able to see it here. I'll turn it back and forth just a bit. You can see, I mean, it's, there we go. We're starting to get a little bit of color in there. It's flashy in hand, but it does have a filled die on the right weed ear. Well, there it is. $80 bill. I'll send it to your house. All right. 1 cent. No 2 cents today. I didn't get them lined up in time, but I've got 3. Let's go. There she is. There's Liberty herself. It's an 1868 3-cent piece. Plenty of detail. Nothing wrong with the coin. Nothing really stands out. Very good condition. Now, the original mintage in 1868, was 3.2 million. Of course, over the years, they tend to get wore out, tore out, thrown away, lost, discarded, fall out of your pocket, eaten by the dog. I'm not going to get that out. Okay. I've got very good, but now usually you would have almost no lines in the pillars back here, but I've got partial lines on every pillar. Alrighty. And you get a surviving population here of an estimated 12,500, and that's according to PCGS. You can go over their site and take a look. And this comes in at $18. You're gonna find that's pretty darn reasonable when you got lines in the back as well. Flip it over, take a look at the front. Very good condition. The only blemish I can possibly find is this light rim bump up at the top. And there she is. It's a peach. I was talking to a guy the other day, never heard of 3-cent pieces. Never heard of them. They came in nickel. They came in silver. I'm trying to get some silvers. What's that PCGS population link? You go to PCGS, you can call up your, at the top it has the price guide. You go to the coin in question, and when you see the 1868 3 cents, you click on that, go down to the bottom of the page. Under the price estimates, you'll have the population estimates. Get over there and check it out. Coin class tomorrow, I hoped to do an internet tour to offer up resources where one can find things out, but I'm going to be out of town, so that's on hold for a week. Let's see what else we got. We're getting into some bigger stuff. Just like that. Isn't that pretty? That didn't work. Isn't that pretty? Okay. We're going to start off here with some nickels. We'll just build as we go. You know, bigger and better each time. I got a couple of V-nickels here. Now, when they first came out, they had racketeer nickels. These guys had a racket. They'd take them because it didn't say, it had no cents on the back. These guys would gold plate them and go buy something for a nickel and get $4.95 back. Well, you know, in 1883, that's good money. That's like a week's pay or something. Let's have a look. This one is VF and comes in at $13. Scope. There she is. 1883. Every bit of liberty on there that you can expect. And all we're going to find on the VF, so we've got some light wear in the hair, right? Back here in the bun. Up here in the top of the crown, where the hair meets the crown. It's a real nice coin. That is the first year of issue. I'll flip it over and I'll show you what we got going on there. And some of these stars have just a little bit of wear. They should have 6 points right in the middle. 6 lines down the middle. You can see it over on this one. And so this one's a little worn, and this one's a little worn. You get a die crack down here if you like that sort of thing. And this one's partly worn. You got some lines. See if I can tilt that up. And that's about it. I mean, it's a real decent example. I don't want to give you guys crap. Here you have all kinds of, it's really decent. Maybe it's a little better than VF. I'm checking PCGS, and I'm pretty happy with the VF description. I do have somewhere in some of these higher spots. You have your ribbon, then your corn. Let's see, what was that one? Cotton, right? Here's corn on the cob. Here's those little tiny corns they put in the Chinese food. Here's the cotton balls the boll weevils get into, and you get a little bit of wheat up in here at the top. And again, you got some die cracks across of. But the rim is complete. Dentals are complete. Surfaces are excellent. I mean, it's not a bad looking coin. If you want to get into V-nickels, I see a lot of interest in these lately. A lot of people are talking about them. You can get affordable ones for, you know, $1, $2, $3. But when you start to get into better detail, the price starts getting pretty high. VF is not bad. It's when you jump to XF, the price goes right through the roof. Okay, let's have a look at a 1930. No, a 1900 in VF30. I bet you I wrote that one down wrong. Well, anyway, here it is. This one says VF. Go take a look at that 83, because I probably graded that wrong. Yeah, there it is. This is closer to VF. I wonder what that should be. I'll have to get and take a look. But again, you got some detail on the stars. Just a touch of wear on the hair, on the bun, above the ear. All right, let's look at the back. This is $18 for the 1900. And back here, you got just a touch of wear on the cotton balls, a few contact marks. You could expect that. It's been passed around and spent, but this has the word cents where the other one does not. Would you do the Columbus half dollars for 24? I have a price on those. I could do them in a moment there, Johns. There we are. E pluribus unum was moved up here, so they had the room for cents. And that is 18. Alrighty? Moving on. Oh, here's a nice one. You don't see these every day. And, well, they're pretty worn out. This is a seated dime. Just a little one from 1858. It is in good condition. Now, these start to get hard to find. The original mintage on 1858 dimes was 1.54 million. And looking at the numbers on PCGS, an estimated surviving population of 1,000. So if you want to collect a set of dimes, you've got to get through this one. Even in good condition, this guy still draws a $12 value. But you've got all the detail. It's just well worn. And have a look at that. It's one of those neat things to show off. Look, here's a 170-year-old dime. Now let's jump forward to some newer dimes. Now, if you like toners, this one caught my eye, so I said, give me that one. We're coming in at extremely fine on this one, but I got to show you the other camera because the toning on this is quite nice. Real colorful. I'm going to guess it was on the end of a roll for a while. But you got sharp detail, great rim, nothing wrong with the fields. Let's flip it over and take a look. You know, the good axe, you got just a touch of wear on the high points of the fasces. It's an excellent piece. 1930 XF. This is an $8 coin. Now let's look at the color for you collectors of toners. Okay, there's your reverse. Now it looks like it's been in a roll for a while. You see the dark ring around the edges. They still have some decent luster in there. And look at the front, and it's all kinds of messed up as far as the color. I like them nice and shiny and white. I like blast white. But if you like blue and red and brown and gray and silver, this might be for you. Let's see if we can get the color to show up. It is difficult, but no matter. If you don't like it, send it back. It's only $8. It ain't gonna kill you. but real nice detail on that one. She's sliding. I'm going to set you right down here. Now, like I say, what I like is these shiners. I'm going to pick that one up real gentle like. This is the reason for the gloves. Because when they look like this, I want to keep them looking like that. See the cartwheels coming off of that? I'll try to not bounce the light straight into the camera. I'll blind you. Let's look over here. It is lightly circulated, but I think one guy spent it, and the guy who spent it too kept it. Ooh, it said. Price on the 1930 Mercury is $8. Entirely affordable. The P Mints have made a lot of them. This guy over here, the 1940D, is AU. It's just, I like the shiners. If you want a decent looking Mercury, they're affordable. This one is a $5 bill. Have a look. You got a great rim. I think one guy spent it. He bought some brownies from a little old lady, and she stuck it in a coffee can. Right, but look at the bands on this. You got full bands at the top, almost full at the bottom. Just one little dot. There's your mint mark, of course. And they put them right down here. But come on, that's it. You're getting a little bit of wear here. And that's what keeps it from being AU instead of BU. But it's a pretty top-hand piece. $5 bill. Get yourself a shiner. God, I like to have one of everything, you know, and I like to have one really nice one of everything. Let's get over to these Columbias that Johns was talking about. Okay, the Columbias, I made them for 2 years, back in 1892. Now, the only commemorative coin before that was the Isabella quarter, and they said, hey, that looks good. We can get $1 a piece for these, though. Made sense. 1892, you pay $1 for this? Sure, I got XF on both of these. Back then, they used them as money. Well, why not? Just as good as cash. Now, you've got Chris Columbus himself right here in the front. Let's look at the back. You have the good ship, whatever it was, the Nina, Pinta, or Santa Maria. Which one was it? Was it the Mayflower? Titanic? One of them things. Okay, you got the circles at the bottom, which represent the fair. We'll get a look at that, really. Now, these are $17 a piece. You want them both. I had it written down. Well, it's like 6. I'm playing it by ear. I don't even need notes here. It's gone. That's the nickel. I've got $30 written on this for both of those. 30 is what I will do, because somebody's going to want these. And let's have a look at the detail. Get the detail in the sails. The little lines go all the way across. And just at the high points, you've got a tiny bit of wear. Now, I call this XF. You can call it what you like, but I'm going to put the coins right in front of you. And this is the 1892. The rim is, there ain't a thing wrong with it. Have a look all around. But it does have quite a, you know, a considerable amount of toning on this one. You saw it over there. It's got a dark ring all the way around. 1892. So that's a 500th anniversary of this fella himself. Now, would you call that XF, or would you go a little further? I think $30 bill for the two of them together is pretty darn reasonable. YouTube just fritzed out on me. Sorry to hear it. And that's the Colombian $50. Let's go all the way around and have a look. And we'll grab the 1893 and compare. Okay. Let me set that back over here. And the 1893, pretty much just as good, but it doesn't have quite as much of the dark toning. Like I said, they did spend these. So you see some contact marks, a few small rim nicks. But these are real decent pieces. You get the two together, you got the whole set. But I got into last week. We had the that beautiful Lexington all back there. John, send me an email to KP. I'll get back here, right here beside my head, kpv@live.com, and I can save these aside for you. I'm not really equipped. I was talking to a buddy a couple hours ago. He says, you got to help. And I said, you too, you got to help me. So he might, help me out on keeping track of everything, because it's just me right now. And the best way for me to keep track of things is for you to help me out and send an email right up there. If you want to order, we got it. Let's get back and take a look at this guy. Because if you're going to take him, then I'm going to give you bragging rights right now. Look what he's getting. Look at it. That's the 1893. Sailing, this is what it looks like. Look, a storm. Whoa, get sick. Don't vomit on the coins. Sailing, sailing, a pirate's life for me. There he goes. Okay, that's the 1893 Colombian $half, extremely fine, and the two of them together are $30. That page is done. We get $12.50. We're making good time because I got to get to sleep. Let's look at something else. I'm going to carefully and gently move these over here because we got, can we see anything? We got this stuff coming up. This is like the add-on board. This is like the spare stuff, but there's some neat stuff on here for sure. Do you like steels? These just showed up and they're luscious. They're real nice. Now there's a little bit of blemishes on these, but I'm going to show them to you one at a time, the P, D, and S. Okay, actually I can put them all on that little board real easy. Now for the three of them is a $15 bill. Let's try real hard to find something wrong with these. I dare you. The 1943, where is he? This one down here. All I can find are some light blemishes on the finish. That's it. Okay, there's a 1943. You can see the sparkle on these guys. I mean, when these steels are new, they're blue. These are just delightful. 1943. Steelies. Somebody was asking for Steelies, and I've got a stack of notes on my desk that just don't make any sense, I tell you. Now, the 1943 is the worst of them. I've got a bit of these just milky spots right up here above him. Okay, but if you look above his forehead there, you get original die cracks. They're a delight. See that? Wear the gloves. Okay, 1943 S. Here he is. Now you got to realize that the camera here really magnifies any small blemish. In hand, those aren't dark spots. Those are just a light, not a bit of rust. We can look at the edges. That's where you're going to find the rust. Have they been kept in a roll? Have they been kept in a folder? Do we have any rust resulting from that? And if you're going to get rust on a steel, this is where you're going to find it. Right on the edges. And getting that to focus is difficult. Now I'm going to move these back and forth real slow like so we can see. When you find the rust on the steels, look at the edges. That's going to be the dead giveaway every single time. And if you got rust on the edges, eventually it will move to the front. You want to check those edges. I'm moving these real slow. Okay. I wish you could focus this a little bit. The edges are tough to see. That's actually pretty good at focus there. I'm going to turn it again and check the edges for rust in your steels. All right, a lot of people look at them, they look at the face. No, it ain't the face you look for rust, it's on the edges. The faces can be clean, but when it's on the edges, well, give it a little while, it'll be on the face. When these things are right, you know it. Okay, there, see that? That, I think, is all of it. What's that one on the top line? Maybe. Okay, but you're looking at the thickness of a cent here. But while here, you know, it's a pretty darn good rim on all of these. See any bumps, nicks, rips? They're good. And I'm going to flip these over. Let's look at the other side. And I don't know which is which. It's that one. That's the D. D is down. S is on top. And so the P is the other one. And we'll refocus now that they're flat. Okay, that's the S on the top. You're looking at the top one. And I'm going to put this thing under the big camera and see if we can see these left-right lines, these discolorations because they're not really there. It's a bit of milkiness. Here's the D, all right, and you'll see exactly how this camera explodes these different colors. And the 43, it's a peach, sharp, crisp, velvety smooth. Okay, let's get over to the camera. Here we are. See the D is on the right, and that's the one that had those dark spots, those awful spots. And there you go. You can just about see them in the right light. And it's not dark. They're less reflective. That's why the camera over there reads them as being dark. That's 15 for the three of them. It was struck upside down. It may well be. Back in the day, it was in the 70s, they changed the way they mint the coins. They used to jam them, punch them. They'd actually, up and down hammer them. But when they built a new mint in Philadelphia, like in 75 or something, they changed the orientation of the dies because so many coins hammering up and down all day, 24/7, was really freaking up the old building. And they did the guys did the math and said, we can't do that because, in a few more years, we'll be making 10 billion of these things. They said, no, we'll never do that. 10 billion? Oh, yeah. But now they strike them sideways because of the strain on the building. Just one of those things you need to know because, you might go to a cocktail party someday. So that's those. That's 15 for the three of them. And I'll slide them off right here. Okay, the next item over here. This is a real neat one. Oh, you like this? I had to take notes on this one. All right, let's go over to the big camera. Half a penny. If you have no penny, a halfpenny will do. This is an 18.9 halfpenny. Okay, we have regular amount of stars. There's my girl. Look at that Liberty just jump out at you. Now that was a deeply engraved Liberty. But with the hair here and what you see on the back, this baby comes in at fine plus. Okay, we got full rim. I'm starting to get some lines on the leaves, on the lower leaves in particular. Okay, with my pointy stick, some of these lower leaves have lines right up the middle. Right up the middle and the lowers. The top leaves, yeah, it's showing wear. There you go, ½ cent. And there's a little dot here, I think, right in the middle. That's so you know it's authentic. It's a peach. Now, when they made these, they made 1.154. They made 1,154,572 of them. So at least they made an even number. When you do the face value, it comes out to an even number still. So all the OCD people were happy. And they had a lot of OCD people back then. However, they weren't OCD enough. Let's look closer. Back in the day, they used to punch the dates in by hand, much the way they did the mint marks. You had repunched mint marks. Here you have a repunched date. Now, some guides will refer to this as 1809/6. It's not really an 1809/6. It's an 1809 over an inverted 9. That's what you're seeing here. And there's my stick. You'll see just a bit of the upside down 9 sticking out right over on the lower right, and where the lower loop comes back up right in between there, and that's the upside down 9. And with my stick here, just sticking out just a little bit up at the top, maybe a tail of it. And that's a neat thing. So you get these old die varieties, and they're really, really neat. Let me read this over here. I need a circle inside 0. I'll keep an eye out. Sometimes you have a bit of a circle inside inside the 0, or the O if you want to say it. But there it is. Geez, these old ½ cents are still affordable. They're tough to find. They're rare. Let's see, PCGS population figures say there are 1,200 of these. 1809 over inverted 9. 1,200. This one's in fine. It's not a dog. I mean, it's a decent girl. There she is. She got all the hair. It's something I can't say. I mean, come on. If I had all my hair after, 208 years, I didn't make it 50. Here she is. This baby is $97, and I'm not fooling around on that. It's a peach. Okay, we got some other things coming up because I like coins that are less populous, right? So that's in the less populous category. I mean, once you start getting down into 1,000, 2,000, 500, 300, you start to get into some just plain tough to find coins. I'm going to be able to see this better in the big camera. Scope. There you go. Let's look over on this side. I've got an 1895 Barber hat. Now, it's only in good condition. I'm not going to show you that whole thing. But it's got its full wingtips on the back. The original mintage was 1.17 million. Is that right? I wrote it down here. No, 1.7 million. Estimating survival population of 1,250. I mean, just plain tough. You want to put together a set of Barbers, you got to get through the 1895 97 is fair on that. If you want to take another look at that 1909 over 9, I can give you private lessons. We'll take a good hard look at it. It's a peach. Now here's the half, and this half comes in at $25 because it is in good shape. All right, now here's your wingtips. When you have the full wingtips, you can say good. A lot of times those just get washed out. There was a low profile on these, and the rim wasn't particularly high. So most of your well-worn Barbers, you lose a lot of rim, a lot of it, real fast. There's your O. We can get in there and take a look at that, but it's unremarkable otherwise. You got a little bit of shield, and it's good. So I've got a couple of letters in the ribbon and E pluribus unum. Okay, I've got nothing on Liberty on the front. You'll find that up here in his hair. And when you start seeing a couple letters, you jump up. But it's an entry level, $25 bill, and it's not screwed up. A lot of times you find these Barbers, and it looks like, it was in a shake machine with a bunch of sand, and it's got no rim, no stars, no wingtips. All the outside letters are flowing in. It's a decent Barber. It ain't a great Barber, but it's not screwed up, and there's only 1,200 of them. By God, grab them while you can. There we go. Now, I've got the last individual coin, is that right? Is in 1889 O. I just went to town on the O's this week. 1889 O Morgan dollar. Now let me put that on the platform. This girl is extremely fine. Whoa, there goes. Watch the camera. We'll move her up here. And when she's up there, I can probably get a better look. Here we are. I'm going to do better just to hold this by hand. Come up here. Remember the gloves? This is why. Here we are. Clean, not screwed up. The rim is complete. She's got the detail. A little bit of wear, right? But you don't have these jagged gashes. Nobody wrote the name in it. Don't have a hole where they decided to make a keychain back in the 60s. I've got great detail for extremely fine. Let's look at the old bird. Here's our national emblem. And it's a peach. We'll put that under the big close-up scope so we can see better. Because I can't get this guy to focus. All right. That's going back to Walmart. Maybe a little dry throat. That's so much better. I get to talking, and I guess I run out of spittle, so I substitute with coffee. Okay, scope it. Scope, scope, scope. There we go. There she is. That eye just freaks me up. No matter. Just look at it. You get a little touch of detail missing in the hair. Okay, right up here. You'll find some more in the lower hair above the ear. Now, put this up in the photo. Compare it to PCGS photo grade. It's every bit of XF. It's not AU. It's not quite good enough for AU. Here's your cotton and your tobacco and your wheat. She got corn in her hair. Maybe not. You got just a touch of wear on her back hair curl. 1889. Oh, good look at her stars and the rim. It's a peach. It's an acceptable one. A lot of times you get them, they're worn out. They have major scrapes or something. But you can spend a lot on these Morgans. Here's your feathers and that odd looking bird. It just always looked kind of steely to me. And here we are. We'll look at the lines in the laurels. There's your old mint mark right down here. And coming around, we'll get a look at the rim here. I mean, it's a darn respectable piece here. Good color. Very little toning. You might find just a touch right up here. And this is where the happy little dollar lives, right up here. It's a nice one. And that comes in at $40. Okay, we'll move you back over here, because we're on the last page. Okay, I got a couple of big items here. You've seen this, and I've offered it before. Home. I love the artwork. Isn't that nice? You got the script lettering on that. I always found that one quite interesting, because the hometown newspaper I had, they did that. It said Bangor Daily News. It probably still looks like this, but mostly that newspaper is a dish rag. It's, you know, you get the script, the old calligraphy. It doesn't say Trivist. I always had trouble when I was young. What does it say Trivist? Not a V. Okay. All right. I've shown this one before. Nothing's changed. It's still available. This is the 2004 Texas coin and die set. All right. Certificate of authenticity. You got the quarter minted by that die. I've got the letters on the die that match the letters on the piece of paper. And I get over here. It's a heavy thing. Home. Now, somebody wants to collect the die. I just know it. This weighs about a ½ pound. You can look at this thing. The serial number is right in there. And I'll get the light right. I can show it off. D44281Z or 2 something else. It's in there. D4-128173. There we go. Now they grind off the heads of these so you can't, you know, do the henning thing and make your own copies. But enough has been left to identify it as the correct. Where is that spot? Right down here at the lower tip, just below. When you got the 00s from the date. And that's a 2004 quarter die. And your quarter made from that. It has all the box, the sleeves, the documentation. Real nice to have all that stuff. I go to the scope, and the uncirculated Texas 2004 quarter comes with it. Oh, it's a peach. Okay, it's uncirculated. So that's the added bonus. But get a die, you know, it's one of those cool things. Oh, 2004 D. Yeah, it says Denver in there. Yeah, Denver. Home. Here's a piece of paper, right? Mint is Denver. 418-173 is a serial number. Quarter, Texas circulating. It was in service on the 4th of May. January, February, March, April. Yeah, 4th of May. And made 27,929 coins, including this one. And that's it. And as far as we can tell, the reason it was taken out of service, because I look at these things real close because I'm sick with this, is a collar issue. Oh, I'm in the wrong. Let's have a look. Scope. Scope. There. I had a collar issue, and it deformed the edge of the coin. Here it goes. And that's why it was taken out of service after 200 No, after 27,929 were made. Let's see if we can get that in tight. Yeah, this should not be there. It only exists on about 10% of the radius of the coin, and it fades out. Okay, something went wrong. The color got busted up. It should be nice and tight like the rest of this. And instead I got reading on it. Had an out of color experience. There it is. And that's a $50 bill. But it comes with everything. Now after that, the only thing I had planned was some proof sets. And we're making good time because I still got to get some sleep so I can get to wherever town tomorrow. So we have, and I had the rest, the 3 and 4, but they went away. Okay, 2,000. Which way's up? 2,000. 2001. 2002. There is no 3 and 4. They ran away. 2005. 2006. The whole batch of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 proof sets. You're looking at $8, $13, $9, $8, $10 if you bought them individually. You take them all, $45. But the trick with the proof sets is to get a bunch of them all at once so you can combine the shipping. Okay, you're only looking at $7.50 shipping. Well, I can get a lot of stuff in a $7.50 package. And that's where the big savings is. Because if you get these individually, you know, you're looking at $3 shipping on each one. You're looking at full price. $45 for all of them. That's a small savings, but you get that combined shipping, which works out great. And that's what I have for today. Oh, there's no end. Christmas is coming, right? Let's go home here. Christmas is coming. Get the loops. This fits in the toe of the stocking. Right? We're getting to the point it's going to be hard to get more of these in time for Christmas if we run out. So I've got 10x loops. You get your flips. Now these come in packs of 50 or 100. It's $4 for 50. It'll be right here. You'll see it shortly. These are the vinyl flips, unplasticized, so they don't have the softeners that screw up your coins. They're made for long-term storage. Pick up 50 at a time is $4. 8 of them, or 100 of them is $8. And you have digital scales. I have 6 of these remaining. Okay. Now with this scale, the loops are $2.50. The loops alone are $3, unless you get 2 loops, in which case the second one is $2.50. Okay. I don't have 30x available. I have 10x available. I have quite a number of them. They're marked 30x, but they're only 10. I looked through them and I said, this is no better. So digital scales, you see these all the time. I have about 6 of these. You turn it on, it lights up, tells you what it is. Leave it on a flat surface. Check and make sure it's vertical and flush. And these babies are $7 a piece. They're accurate to 1/100 of a gram, so you got 2 decimal points to work with. That's what you want if you're checking your zincs and your coppers. Turn it off when not in use. Has a nice lid to protect it. It's a nice thing. If you have a coin collector in your family, the loop, the scale, a bunch of flips, it's a nice little package. It's a, you know, oh boy, I got another one. These are so handy, right? You keep one in your desk. I got one, let's see, here, right? I know I got one in that room. There's one in my truck. Here's another one on my inspection table. I mean, $3 a piece, get a few in the house. Then when your friend comes over, you know, you hold this one, I'll hold this one, and then you can compete. It's kind of handy. Guys, that's what I have for tonight. Now, coin class tomorrow is canceled. We're going to let class out. It's an in-service day for the teacher. I'm headed south. If you want to order this stuff, you find it right there. Get a hold of me at that email address. And I won't be able to respond to emails until tomorrow evening when I get back from down south. And we'll go from there. Guys, I want to thank you so much. We had a great week last week. All those 50 different wheats in the rolls. Every one of them has got 35 rolls went. I had 37. 2 went in different packages. And the other 35, they're gone. So I got to get some more of those. Oh boy. And that's what we got for now. Now we can just chat. What's everybody doing? Cheapy white metal, says Coin Dragon. The Morgan? That's not cheap. You sure need a scale for trade dollars and seeded dollars. Yes, you do. A lot of things you need the scales for. Is it a thin planchet, a thick planchet? Why are the letters missing? Transitional varieties, a lot of times you have some differences in metal that suddenly show up. There's some, Silver Kennedys, what, 1970D? No, 1971. I believe this is some Silver Kennedys that are off size. All sorts of things. The loop I got was a cheap white metal. These are steel. And I can open this one up. And we will beat on it with a hammer, if need be. You get the box, huh? You get the little plastic case. Inside you get a bag, right? You get the thing it rests in, and that's just, like a piece of bubble. There it is, we'll set it right there. And you get the loop. And if we can open this, be very gentle. You have to be gentle with these. These will take a good pounding, right? I drop mine all the time. I drop it in coffee. I drop coffee on it. Okay, there you go. 10x21. Yep. Stainless steel. I'm going to guess it's chromed steel. But, geez, let's look at the ones that I've been using for several years. They hold up just fine. I mean, they're not getting I'm not running them around in the yard. I'm not driving them over in the truck. I'm not exposing them to, extended coffee. They hold up. I mean, they're $3. You've got solid metal. And you've got glass lenses. Sometimes you get these cheap ones. I mean, the really cheap ones, they got plastic in there. This is a triplet glass. That's what you want. And they close up. Right, if you got a lanyard, you can hook in right up there, so you can carry it around your neck. I got to get some lanyards. They're pretty inexpensive. But as many of these as I've sold, I bet you I'd sell a bunch of lanyards. I get two from Ken, a 40X and a 10X. The 40s are out, and I can't get more. I like those. Those are good. I oversold, so I cleaned up mine, I polished it up, and I sent that along. But Maury was the one, hey, mine already has batteries in it. That's when I found out that I had batteries in mine. It does? Yeah, my lid was not quite tightened up. No, I'm going to put the plastic back on. I got to wipe the fingerprints off. Oh, there's so much work to do. That's the third world troubles. Well, that's way better quality than my cheap. Yeah, you can get these things. They're decent. They do a fine job. I've found all kinds of things. I mean, if you want to spend 40, 50, 60 bucks on a, Bosch and Lomb triplet, a Hastings or something, go right ahead, but for $3, they are hard to beat. And when your kid gets older and you want to, evolve to the, the big fancy Bosch and Lomb, you give it to your kid because it'll hold up. It'll still be around. And we'll go from there. I'm never going to get one from eBay again. There you go. I get these from a coin dealer. I get my flips. I get my scales. I get stuff. Oh, I got them folders, by the way. They're way over there. Oh. Yeah. I've got Lincoln's Volume 1 and 2. No, it's right down there. They're $4 a piece. If you want Volume 1 and Volume 2, $7.50. If you don't get these, I'm going to fill them up with coins. Okay, I'm not in a hurry to sell these, but I'll fill them with pennies and sell the whole set. We'll go from there. I have them available. If you would like a bunch, I can get you a bunch. Why not? Yep, that's way better quality than my cheap. Okay, I want to thank you all. We got Coin Dragon. There's Maury. Oh, let's see. Who else? I think you're the only ones here. Where'd everybody go? There's a dozen people in here. There is Hidden New... He's been hiding, of course. Hidden Numismatist. Coin Searcher Johns. Did you get my PayPal? My address is... Let's try to avoid... Let's send that address over the email so it's not wide open. And we'll go from there. Guys, I won't be able to check the email for probably till I get back tomorrow. And I'm figuring about 9, 10, maybe 11 o'clock. Because I'm running down south and helping this guy out get his place open. It'll be fun. Why not? Yeah, sure. Can you help? Can you help? Can you help? Yeah, yeah, don't worry about it. Yeah, he's got, they got no leadership, so. Okay, go down there and see what I can do. Guys, thanks a lot. Stay safe, and you can watch the whole video again. Sometimes a few things will be left available, after several days. So don't be afraid to call and say what you got, because we'll work something out. We'll see you later now. Good night.